All right, getting a couple people in here. What's up, Josh? How's it going, man? Well, hopefully a few people show up for this. I'm excited to do this live stream, so there we got a few more people coming in. You like being an HVAC, Josh? That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. I do too. Can y'all hear me all right? People that's in here? Check 1 2. Check check. What's up, Troy? Go Big Red. That's right. Looking forward to it. Count down those days. All right, getting a few more people in here. Everything. What's up, man? I'll start in about 5 10 minutes. I just want to make sure we get uh, everybody that was going to tune in here. Hope y'all doing good. Yeah, I know. I wish the Braves were a little bit better this year, but you're a Kentucky fan, right? If I remember from the last one. Calgin Easy Seal. I don't think I've ever used it, Troy, so I can't really say. What are your thoughts on it? Go Cats. Nah, go Dogs. We do go to Lexington this year, so we'll see how that goes. Used it twice. Yeah, I haven't used it yet. All right, we'll get started in just a second, guys. Just want to make sure got everybody in here. Yeah, if we're coming up there to play basketball, then we'll get toasted. But football, I feel a little better about. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the topic of this live stream. This is only my second one ever, but I'm back on the channel. I'm so glad to be back. And anyway, the topic of this one, um, somebody wanted me to do this a long time ago. Actually, several people have asked me to share my thoughts on it. Um, Basically, why should young people pursue a career in HVAC? What's my thoughts on that? Well, basically, um, I was kind of in that boat, right? So I'll kind of go over a brief summary of my, what kind of happened to me. So basically, when I was 19, 18, I was getting done with high school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And it kind of scared me a little bit because I didn't have it figured out yet. And luckily, my last semester of senior year, um, I got to do a work-based learning program. So the second half of the school day, I um, I would go to work, and I got a job with the school maintenance department. I was able to get on with them, and basically after that, after I got on with them, I kind of did a little bit of everything. But one thing they take care of was the heating and air equipment for the schools, the whole school system. But anyway, that's where I kind of got my first taste of it. There was this one guy, the specific guy that they had. Um, he basically took care of all of it, and I rode with him for that second half of the school year, basically the whole year. When we have an HVAC call, an issue to go fix, or something to look at, I would always ride with him. And my boss at the time, even though he was like the head of maintenance, he had a um, like a 20-year background in heating and air, so he knew exactly um, you know what he was talking about. Basically was giving me all this advice on, hey, if you wanna do this, I highly recommend it, and here's why. So I'm kind of now full circle relaying that info um, to kids that are about to graduate high school and looking for what they want to do. But yeah, I knew right away once I got a taste of it, I was like, man, I want to go to school and actually do this. And as soon as I graduated high school, actually 3 days before graduation, I signed on with my first company to be an apprentice. And graduation was on a Friday night, and Monday morning I was there bright and early, and we got started. And the rest is history. Um, that forever changed my life. I love heat and air, and I'm so glad I took that step. Um, so basically, that's kind of how it got started for me. Um, so what can I tell people that are or young kids that are graduating high school? What can I tell you about heat and air and what my opinions are on that? So there is always going to be a need for technicians. And, the guys that are in here, y'all can probably agree with that. If you go on Indeed or look on a job board, there are companies always looking for technicians. They cannot keep them. They cannot keep technicians. And, you know, that kind of ties into job security. I mean, that's a big one for heating and air. Um, there's a lack of technicians and there's plenty of job security. So, you know, if you look at it like that, then not having to worry about having work, that's a big thing because some people worry about not being able to have work or find a job. Um, but if you're committed to it, you will not have an issue finding a job, finding work in this industry. Yeah, good techs are hard to come by. Yeah, that's very true. There's a difference in having a surplus of technicians and having a surplus of good technicians. That's very true. Um, like I said, job security, people always want heat and air. So, you know, back in the old days, heating and air was a luxury. I think everybody can agree with that. Heating air was absolutely a luxury. And, nowadays it's just a standard thing. Every structure that's built has heating and air. And somebody's got to know how to work on that and install that. So, um, there's always going to be heat and air. It's like the hair on your head. People are always going to have hair on their head. Um, and, everybody's always going to have heat and air from now on. It's just kind of how it is. So that's a big thing. Another thing I can say, guys, there's never going to be, well, there's kind of an argument to this, but the way I look at it, there is never a ceiling to how much you can make. So if you push yourself to be the best you can be and keep that mindset, um, there's really no ceiling to the money you can make. Um, that's such a huge thing. I mean, the money's great if if you're pushing for that. There's money in heating and air, absolutely. But don't let that be your only driving factor. I just want y'all to know that it can be made. I mean, money can be made. It's nice. It's a nice part of it. Uh, Another big thing, guys, to remember: getting out of high school, you're thinking college. Um, a lot of people when they think college, they think student loans, student debt. You can throw that thought out the window if you go into heating and air. So basically, if you've done good through high school and kept good grades, and say you get a scholarship, um, basically when I went into trade school, that's what you're going to want to look at when you go into heating and air, obviously. When I go into trade school, the only thing I had to pay for was my books. So instead of, I don't even know what college tuition nowadays for a 4-year school, but instead of, I don't know, I'll throw a number out. Instead of $100,000, I had maybe $1,000 in debt. So basically, my point in that is very little overhead, or at least for me. I mean, I've talked to a lot of other people, friends that went through tech school, and very little overhead. They were not in debt at all. And you get out of trade school, get out of tech school, go right to work, instant profit because you're not having to pay that student loan off. Um, but very little overhead from school debt. That's a big one. Um, not having to worry about that right away. It just gives you such an advantage to just take off and prosper. So keep that in mind, guys. Um, One thing I've noticed, I've worked for um, several different companies, talked to friends that work for different companies, big, small, medium, whatever. Um, and a lot of companies, I mean, this kind of goes back to the need for technicians. A lot of companies need good technicians, obviously, but a lot of companies are willing to train you. I mean, obviously, you go to tech school, get your diploma, get your certifications, but a lot of companies are bringing in apprentices straight out of school, um, training them in the company, and also being flexible, allowing them to go to their trade school and kind of do both at the same time. I kind of was in that boat as well. So when I first started with my first company, I worked for them about 6 months. Well, it was graduating high school, so that summer I was an apprentice. I carried tools. I helped help move units, done braze, learned to braze, done all that. Um, and by the time the fall rolled around, I was already listed in the trade school, in the tech school, and I worked it out where I could go. I basically did night class. They don't have the night program anymore, unfortunately, the one I went to, but there was a night program. So 2 nights a week and get done with work, I'd go to school, and still do my everyday apprenticeship with the company. It's very nice. If y'all guys getting out of high school, going heat and air, if y'all can set it up to do it like that, with your company, get on apprenticeship, but also to your school, and at the same time make that work. 100% suggest you go that route. So that just set me up so good. It works so well. So definitely look at doing that. Big suggestion for you. Hopefully, I'm not going too fast. Just had a lot I wanted to talk about. I'll kind of pause for a few minutes, and if anybody has any questions or anything to add in the comments, I'll definitely share y'all's opinion too. This is a free, open live stream, so got a couple more things I want to go over. Well, I hope it's been helpful so far. Um, I just I when people tell me I want to go into heat and air, I just light up. I love that. I can't. I just kind of go into my spiel like I'm doing now. So We'll go to the comment section here. Z Hunter, what's up, man? Get into commercial. Commercial. I've mostly 100% been in residential, so I can't really speak on behalf of commercial and industrial. But okay, well, get back to this just a second, guys. All right, it's where the money is. Yeah, I've been told that, but the way I look at it is, you can make money anywhere in that. You just have to look for the right opportunities. All right, y'all. A couple more things I wanted to go over as far as why you youngsters. I shouldn't joke like that. It wasn't too long ago I was one of y'all, but why young people pursue a career in HVAC? I mean, why? And a couple more things that I can contribute to that is, at least for me, I'm not sitting behind a desk. I'm not sitting behind a computer all day, and basically every day is an adventure, and I love that. No day is the same. Basically, each day is, um, I wake up and yeah, I'm working on the same kind of equipment, but every call seems like it's different, and it's always refreshing. I never get bored. So that's a big thing to consider. You're not just repeating the same thing over and over and over and over. It can it can always be an adventure for you. So keep that in mind. Um, this is true in a lot of things, but especially in heat and air. Um, there's always something new to learn. All right. So basically, I've been in for a long time now. I've been in heat and air, and I still have not learned everything. You will never stop learning. And the big thing is to keep that mindset to always want to keep learning. Never be satisfied. Push yourself to be the best you can be, and because there's always something new to learn in this industry. Stuff is always changing. Um, equipment and stuff. Everything is always changing. So always keep learning. Never stop wanting to learn. So that's a big one, guys. Always remember that. I don't know about for everybody, but for me, it just feels good to help people. You know, you go out on a Saturday night and it's 30 degrees, and little Miss Betty has no heat. You go in there and you fix her furnace for her, and it fires up and heat her house up for her, and she just thinks you're the best thing there ever was. Um, so I guess just that feel good of what you're doing is a big thing. That never gets old. That good feeling like that never gets old. So being able to help people, I know that's kind of straightforward, but it's true. I mean, we are a service industry. We're serving people. We're out there because they need us. They want us to be out there. So people don't remember what you say. They remember how you make them feel. So that's a big one. Just remember that when you get out there and finally get out there on your own, and you're going to these people's houses or businesses, how you make them feel is a big thing. Just remember that, and that just that just comes with a job description. So um, and kind of one more thing I wanted to add to this, guys. Um, at least from my experience, if you do it right and kind of follow everything I've said, once you get kind of established in the trade, it's a lot of fun. There's going to be hard days, which there's hard or bad days in anything we do. But it can be a lot of fun. To be very rewarding. It's kind of goes back to that feel good factor. It's it can be a lot of fun. So just remember that. Um, but that's kind of the key points that I wanted to go over with y'all. And I hope this stream has really helped some people that are going into heating and air or kind of on the fence about wanting to go into heating and air. That's kind of my suggestions on why you should. Um, but yeah, I definitely enjoy when people ask me, well, what do you think? What should I do, or do you have any tips? I love that because that kind of goes back to them wanting to learn, which is a big part of it. So um, that kind of wraps up the meat of this, guys. If anybody has any questions, I'll leave this stream open for a little while. And if anybody has any questions or wants to talk about anything I discussed, let's do it. But if not, we can discuss whatever y'all want to chat about. So I hope this definitely helped y'all. But got a few more people still in here, so that's good. That's good. I really hope this was helpful. Hope everybody could hear me all right. It's only the second time I've used this mic. Keep promoting the trade, brother. Yes, sir. Absolutely. This, like we was talking about a minute ago, there's always going to be a need for technicians. Um, there will never stop being a need for technicians. I can definitely say, kind of going back to my story, when I first started, other than my boss that was at the school system, the maintenance department at the time, other than him, nobody really kind of said these things to me or pointed me in that kind of right direction. Um, so that just goes to show that not everybody is kind of passing this down as much as they should. And I don't know if that kind of shows in the lack of good technicians or lack of people wanting to go into the trade. But everything I've discussed today is stuff that's real. It's stuff that you go look it up. I mean, this is said all over the place. So, um, but there will always be a need for good technicians. Always. Does anybody have anything to add to the points I've shared? Anything I might have missed that you believe needs to be said? I'm all ears. Got a few more people back in here. If you're just now coming in, guys, I hate to say, but you just missed the meat of this stream. But it basically went over why young people should pursue a career in HVAC. Um, if you have anything to add to that, any opinions on that, feel free to drop it down in the chat, and we'll discuss it. Let's see. I just got a question from somebody. They basically want to know how much can you make doing HVAC? Okay, that kind of goes back to my point of there's not really a ceiling to hit as far as how much you can make. Um, that's kind of up to you. How far do you want to go? How much do you want to learn? Um, the more you learn, the more you're going to make. It's kind of all I can say for that. So, 1 second, guys. Sorry. All right. A few more people back in. Guys, if you're just now tuning into this stream, you kind of missed the meat of it. I'm sorry. But basically, the plot was, or the topic, I should say, why should young people pursue a career in HVAC? So if you're just coming into this chat or this live stream, feel free to leave something in the chat. This stream is basically directed toward young people in graduating high school. Let's say you're going into your senior year. School just started back. Say you're going into your senior year and you don't know what you want to do when you graduate high school. 100% consider heating and air, or a trade in general, because you know we're starving for technicians. We need them. Um, yeah, lawyers, doctors, those kind of jobs are great. We need them, but we need tradesmen and women too. So, 100% recommend. If you even have a sliver of thought of going into heating and air, consider it. Consider it. All right. Well, I'll leave the chat open for a few more minutes, guys. Um, this has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed doing this stream for y'all, and I hope everything I've shared has been helpful. We'll definitely do another stream soon. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything want to drop in the chat? We can go over. If not, then we'll about wrap this up. I usually say that the more you can work on, the more valuable Struggle with that word. The more valuable you are. That's 100% true. That is absolute facts. Um, the more you can work on, definitely. That's I'm pretty much primarily residential, like I said. I'm wanting to dip my toe into the commercial and the industrial. I want to get there, but that just kind of goes back to the never stop learning. That's huge. That's like that's on the top of my list is never stop learning. So yeah, the more you can work on, heck yeah, you're going to be a lot more valuable. That's 100% true. All right, he says RV. What's up, man? It's been dead for 6 weeks, 70% below last year. Well, where are you located, RV? I'm a little surprised to see that because I'm in Georgia and it's hotter than Hades and it's wide open. I'm curious to see where you work at. I would go out at midnight and if needed temp in a furnace to get I guess a temporary fix in a furnace to get person heat and over the years learn creative wiring to get systems to work until the parts needed. Okay, I'm kind of on the fence about that comment just because um, if you can do something, if you can make a repair and you can do something to get, if we're talking about a gas furnace, okay, if you can do something to get that by until you can, if you have to order a part, um, yeah, go for it. But, but, if that involves bypassing any safeties, no, 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 do not do that. Do not do that because let's say for some reason this is a perfect um, you know thing to say to the new techs that are just getting in there once you get going. Let's say you go out to a gas furnace and you got a bad high limit switch, and say you don't have that one on the truck. Say you got to order it, and it's going to be a couple of days, and it's cold, one or late at night, whatever. Um, say you bypass that switch, and something happens. This lady, let's say this lady dies of carbon monoxide poisoning. Kind of the worst thing that could happen when you have gas plants, right? Did you know you can be charged for murder? Charged with murder because you bypass that switch? That's on your shoulders. So just keep that in mind. Never bypass a safety. Never bypass safety. Um, I'd rather the little old lady be cold than not alive. So, oh, you're in Georgia too. Okay, Swanee. Well, I'm very surprised to see y'all are slow. Um, very surprised. Hmm. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, very surprised. But yeah, to go back to what I was discussing, guys, never bypass safeties. That'll get you in a heap of trouble. Oh, you're in Kentucky. Okay, sorry, I didn't see that part. It was always busy. Well, down. Okay, so you're in Kentucky now. Is that right? So is it just the weather, or what? I'm curious. Summertime, I feel like everybody's just wide open. Yeah, I mean it's. I got you. Yeah, there's always the battle with DIYers for sure. Um, Poor area of the state. Okay, I got you. I definitely could see how that would um slow some business, especially. But I've been making a lot of shorts and videos here lately, and I've been doing a couple little things. I guess you could say DIY for people, but it's very, very minimal. Um, but I'd like to. I like for kind. It's more not really so you can do it yourself. It's more along the lines of you know knowing you know what all kind of goes into it. Kind of more of an informative thing. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna about wrap this up. I really am very thankful for each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I love the interaction. I love the input from everybody. It's been great, great, absolutely great. And you know, just kind of one last thing to kind of the topic of this stream. You young guys, getting out of high school, consider HVAC. Consider it because um, it can be life changing. It's great stuff. So keep that in mind. But anyway, that will about do it for this one, guys. See y'all next time.